Hola, how's everyone?
Good. How are you?
It has been a while. I missed you ladies.
I know it has been a while.
It
Stupid
feels like
Valentine's Day,
forever, but then again, just like last week, so it's kind of weird.
right?
Right, definitely. All right, I'm sharing the show real quick to my groups.
All
So,
right.
since we have last done a show, Jen has been at the Super Bowl doing major things at the Super Bowl. Football has ended, and then now we are ramping up for the NCAA. As we know, it is definitely time for basketball. Yay! Yes, look at that.
Sorry, I'm just like doing
We're
the
gonna.
flashes. She is so pretty. Like she's
She
gonna
is
be at our
really pretty.
show. And that's me at Radio Row, like Super Bowl night or
Love it.
media night on Monday. That was awesome, and my feet hurt like the Dickens. Thanks, Fago, for taking care of your girl. I appreciate it. Um, Carrie, how have you been doing, honey?
I think I'm fully recovered from doing the Super Bowl parade. Pretty awesome experience, not gonna lie. Um, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Still on the Super Bowl high, not gonna lie.
Right.
As you should be. And you can talk about it with us.
Well, yes. I mean, you have to admit though that that game, although it kind of ended anticlimactic at the end, with McKinnon just downing, it was also pretty impressive that he thought to down it as opposed to going for the glory of the 7 points or the 6 points and the touchdown and scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So
Well,
yeah, it
that
was
was a
really.
very selfless thing to do.
I'm going to say that in the essence is team sport right there. I mean,
Mhm.
without a doubt, that's what you would hope your teammates how they view the situation, and I would say it's pretty indicative of the entire offense that we've had running this year, and the fact that it's for the team and not for the glory.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, when Kelsey, okay, I'm probably going to say this wrong, so forgive me, but there we when we played the 10,000th game and won. It was also a record-setting night for uh, Kelsey. He achieved
Okay.
a new record, and he the ball was given back to Clark Hunt. So I mean, it was really that instead of it being something, the game ball was given to the owners, and that was just that's a kind of the way the whole year played out. At least through my eyes, is that it wasn't about it how well I've done as individuals, but what our team is doing as a whole, and that's kind of neat to watch in a team as an aspect
Mhm.
where it's not two people and everybody and the supporting cast. Everybody's the main character in the.
Exactly.
Right.
And then you guys have some interesting coaching changes coming up.
We
Um,
Right.
do.
I
We
will
did.
say I'm going to let you take lead. I just want to say this real quick, but um, I will say that I love, and I have mixed emotions, that Benamy is now the assistant head coach for the Washington Commanders. Um, it's kind of sad that it took one of the five minority head coaches in the league to finally give someone of Eric Benamy's stature that title. I don't
Right.
understand why the Chiefs would not. Um, and if they're really considering Nagy, like, I mean, our guy Jacob Christner is a Nagy fanatic. Just kidding, Jacob. But
So I've done a little bit
it
of
scares me, and I
background on that,
feel
and
what
I
Eric
don't.
did to
Okay.
the what Eric did for the Chiefs. And I'm not taking anything away from Andy Reid by any stretch of the imagination, but
Well, I mean, it takes more than just your head coach to run a football team. So,
exactly.
I mean, we're talking about 55 guys on a roster. Like
Mhm.
that's. I'm not saying it's impossible for a head coach to run the entire team, but it wouldn't be run efficiently without your offensive and defensive coordinators and your specialized coaches as well. So, I don't think you're taking anything away from Andy Reid by saying that.
Thank you.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, I I see this in so many levels. I hope that, I wanted Enemy to have the success he's earned and the chance. We've had, this has been a topic of discussion, not with just the three of us, but in different areas that I feel like there was, he's been up for interviews for the last 4 years and has always been denied that punch. And it was later said, well, he'll have to make a lateral move to prove that he can do it. The Commanders have given him assistant coach title, as well as giving him a little, extended deal and a little bit more freedom is what they're playing it as, which is fantastic. I mean, I'm really excited for him.
I think it's to be a lateral move. I
think it's a disgrace to the league. I think it's a disgrace to anyone out there interviewing, anybody that's interviewed in it. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it's like, we watched both Phillies offensive and defensive coordinators get jobs the day after the Super Bowl. So they lost and got a job as both of them got head coaching positions. That's not a shame to the Eagles, but you watch two white men lose at the Super Bowl and had a brand new team the very next day. And Bieniemy's been trying to do this now for 4 years. I don't think that your past should be anything that's brought up because, Lord, help someone bringing up my past. Thank you. Let's just leave it there. It's in the past. That has no bearings on what he has done as a coach in the last decade. So,
yeah, it wasn't even that serious, was it? I'm looking it up on Wikipedia right now because I forgot.
It isn't. I think it has a lot to do with being young, dumb, and in college. So I'll just leave it at that. Is it right? No, but it cannot.
It was the late 80s. It was a bar fight.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Somebody called him the N-word.
Like I said, I am really thankful that there wasn't a lot of social media when I was in that.
Right. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Social media was not around whenever.
All I can say is anything you hear may be hearsay, and I will neither confirm nor deny anything that people bring up because it's just that was the past, and that's not who I am now. So,
I get it.
I don't think it's right that people are throwing. Well, it's because it's past. We all have a past. Everybody's closet opens, skeletons fall out, whether you want them to or not.
Right. He hasn't done anything wrong since 1993 when he peed in public. I mean, and he had startled a female parking lot attendant by coming up and putting his hands around her neck. But I mean, my husband startles me with that type of thing. Like if it's how I imagine, just coming up and not trying to hurt you, just going hey, not trying to hurt you or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's just.
Well, I mean, you're talking about 93. That's 30 years ago. And not saying that there's no accountability for your actions, but I also believe in giving second chances.
Absolutely. And
I was a big proponent of Michael Vick getting a second chance and being able to come back to the league. Which I mean, he had to take that time off when he was in his prime and go serve some time, but so when he came back, he wasn't on that same level that he was before, but I absolutely believe in second chances because I'm on my 100th. So, I
don't know I can count that high.
Right. But there's been coaching changes all over. Then with the Cardinals, it was the last person left standing got the job there. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Congratulations, you got the job nobody else wanted. Literally, Cliff Kingsbury went to Thailand. Yeah, to get away from all of that, he literally went to Thailand, Taiwan, whatever, to get away from that. So for me, that was hilarious. Yes. And I think we're going to start to see more complications come out of that. out of that locker room over there. I just can't see it calming down and them being any better. Um, Looking forward to some coaching changes in Dallas next year because I don't think that we're going to do any better than we did this year, and I think hopefully we can move on from that. And but as we know, head coaches and just coaches in general often become the scapegoats when there's much bigger problems. Jerry Jones. And that's the problem in a lot of franchises, similar problems. So,
David Tepper.
um, Eric going over to Washington, this is one of those franchises that has tons of problems like that. And like you said, it was a lateral move, so I didn't really understand it. Why take a lateral move? Why not just stay in Kansas City?
He got the title promotion.
He got a title promotion and money.
And honestly,
okay.
there's a solid
Kansas
chance.
City did offer, from what I've heard. Kansas City did offer, but it was. I'm sure that they were seeing it. He was seeing it. What was in social media as well, or out there is
Right.
a lateral to prove that he's not part of Andy's staff. But you look at Nagy that went, and you look at Peterson that was part of his staff. They didn't have to take a lateral move. So why is it that Bieniemy?
Right.
I mean, I can see a glaring reason, but
May I say something?
It doesn't. It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a sneaking suspicion and Eric, I'll answer your question in a minute, that when the Commanders are sold, much like when the Jerry Richardson sold the Panthers, they're going to want a new head coach. Even though Ron has done an amazing job given the circumstances in that front office and that C-suite, I have a feeling that is when Eric will get his promotion to head coach.
Well, I also look at it the other way. So if they can't get it turned around, and they brought in this high-powered individual to help with their offense, is he going to be the fall guy?
Ron doesn't play that game really. He really doesn't.
I'm not even saying it was. I'm not even saying Ron. I'm going with their front office. Are they going to make Bieniemy the fall guy because? Well, we gave you a shot.
I felt like that. I felt like that was the case with Flores. Like, I didn't think Flores had done anything wrong over there in Miami, and it was a diversity hire. And yeah, I think they just hurried up and got it out of the way. I thought, we see it happen all the time. A lot of times we see it happen more in college, I think, like Charlie Strong, for instance, there at the University of Texas. They gave him 2 years and he had to go. To me, that was, you got your diversity hire out the way, and then you went on and hired whoever you wanted to hire. So, I mean, we saw it with Becky. How many times did she interview with NBA teams and she had the most experience and she was the best candidate for the job, and she had to go to the W to get a head coaching job? I mean, we see it. We know what the issue is.
We do.
And
we're women.
And unfortunately, that's just kind of what it is. But, wish him the most success because,
yes.
Well, one, I say that, but also I'm a Dallas fan, so I don't want him to have too much success over there.
You know what? You're not going to like me.
But wholeheartedly
want to sweep your
yeah, like wholeheartedly. I really do hope that Eric has some success over there and is able to, because in many times when he interviewed, I thought obviously that he was the most qualified candidate, and it just didn't work out like that. So definitely wish him tons of success. Yes, I'm a Dallas fan. No, it never changes. I don't team hop. I see your comment, Eric. All right, let's talk a little bit of NCAA. Like I was saying, we are ramping up for the NCAA. We're going to have the championship week is going to be coming up where we have conference tournaments, and then we're going to be going into the big tournament in March. The first 4 games are going to be from March 14th through 15th. So those are your play-in games that get you into the big tournament. And then the first and second round will be the weekend of the 18th, the 16th and the 18th. So it's coming right around the corner. Your final 4 games are going to be April 1st. So that first weekend of April, the ladies are going to be in Dallas. The guys are going to be in Houston. I'm going to be covering one of them. So I'll be at one of them. Hopefully I'm at the ladies. Let's go ahead and talk a little rankings real quick. On the men's, we saw Houston slide into the number 1 spot again. And it seems kind of crazy now in the men's, because it's like as soon as you get that number 1 spot, you're pegged to lose. So we'll see what happens. Houston has already been number one once already this season, and they lost right after that. So then at number 2, you got Alabama, who was a shocker for this season, in my opinion. And then at number 3, you got the Kansas Jayhawks. At number 4, you got UCLA. At number 5, you got Purdue. At number 6, you got Virginia. Number 7, you got Arizona. Number 8, you got Texas. Number 9, you have Baylor. Number 10, Marquette. 11, Tennessee. 12, Gonzaga, which was, they started this season out ranked first preseason and then have come in and they're not even in the top 10. You got Miami at number 13. You got K-State at 14. And then you have St. Mary's at 15, Xavier at 16, Indiana at 17. UConn men started out really hot as well and fell to the number 18 spot now. 19, you have Creighton. 20, Providence. 21, Northwestern. 22, San Diego State. 23, you got Iowa State. 24, TCU. And then 25, you got Texas A&M. So you have a ton of Big 12 teams going into what's looked like it's going to be a very exciting March. I expect the Big 12 tournament to be insane. Texas has lost a few games that were surprising. OU has won more games than what I expected. K-State, I mean, has been awesome, and so has Kansas. So TCU has been good this year. Baylor's still in there. Like, I expect the Big 12 tournament to be the big one this going into.
It kind of reminds me of the big when it was just the Big 8. I know I just dated myself, and it's okay, but it used to the Big 8 used to be a very, very intense.
Hey,
you know, you had Nebraska and Oklahoma and Kansas and K-State and anyway, it was always really.
The Big 12 is actually 11 teams right now. They will go back up to 12 teams next season. They're going to lose OU. They're going to lose Texas to the SEC. And then I'm trying to think who's coming over. I'll have to look it up.
I saw them and I can't remember. I saw the names and now I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm totally blanking right now. I'm sorry. My mind. I'd finally gotten yesterday.
Yes, Troy. We'll talk about LSU when we get to the ladies. I think the ladies tournament's going to be crazy competitive.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there on the ladies side for sure.
Absolutely.
And
then tonight we have a bunch of like ranked team games going on right now. We've got Tennessee versus A&M, which is the 11 seed versus the 25 seed right now. Tennessee's up 27-24. Then you got Baylor versus Kansas. Baylor's number 9. Kansas State is number 14. It's 34-31 at the half. And then we got Marquette versus Creighton, which is the 10 and the 19 seed versus each other. And we also have Iowa State versus Texas tonight. So lots of big games. I think there's like 3 games left of the regular season. And then we'll be moving over to your conference tournaments. And then on the ladies side of things, I think this is to be expected because, I mean, they're on a 27-game win streak right now. So it's kind of like South Carolina and everybody else. But I really put it like South Carolina. It's really the top 3. You got South Carolina, then you got Indiana at number 2, who I expected them to be top 10 this year. I did not expect them to be the number 2 seed. Then you have number 3, you have Stanford, who is probably, in my opinion, the only team that is deep enough to beat South Carolina. But South Carolina has already beat them once this season. So I don't know. South Carolina probably is going to repeat. Then you got UConn, despite all the injuries, at number 4. At number 5, you got LSU. Kim Mulkey in her second season, like Troy was talking about, in her second season there at LSU. And I mean, she got the number 1 recruiting class because she got Angel Reese to switch from Maryland and come down to LSU there. And she's just been balling like crazy. My only thing about LSU is they're a good team, but their schedule is kind of light compared to some of these other teams. And so, when we saw them play South Carolina, I think we saw what they're really capable of. Like, they were good. They were physical, but they still got beat by almost double digits. So, or it was double digits. I think it was 14 points. So, I think they're a great team. I don't think they are as deep as South Carolina. Then at number 6, we got Iowa, who is playing the number 7 seed tonight, Maryland. And then you have Utah at number 8, Virginia Tech at number 9, Notre Dame, who's a really good team, but they're injured as well, at number 10. You got Duke at 11, Michigan, who lost a big one this past weekend, at number 12. You got OU at 13, Arizona at 14, Villanova at 15. Ohio State, who was number 2 earlier in the season, has fallen all the way to the 16th seed. Then you got UCLA at 17, Gonzaga at 18, Texas at 19, 20 Iowa State, who is actually your March Madness team of the week. They jumped up and had a huge win this week as well. Then you got Colorado at 21. Got UNC girls fell pretty far to 22, Florida State at 23, UNLV at 24, and then at 25, you got Middle Tennessee. So I still expect, I don't know about Arizona though, Troy. I mean, that's a good prediction right there. I do think, I don't know, those Maryland ladies are tough. I think they're extremely physical. We were talking about this in the sip-off chat earlier that they have a lot of defense created offense. Like they are able to they're able to shoot just as well, but their defense is going to stop you, and then they're going to create that offense because of that. And so they're a very physical team. I don't know if we see them in the Final Four, probably at least the Elite Eight. I do think the Texas ladies could do something, but they're a little injured as well. And then the Notre Dame ladies, if Mabry wasn't hurt, I would say that they're going to be a deep threat as well. Iowa has a chance, but Iowa has to be more than just Caitlin Clark. She's got to the other ladies have got to stand up and shoot just as much. And I do think, despite LSU not being the same caliber team, in my opinion, as South Carolina or Stanford, they could make a Final Four appearance as well. So don't put anything past Kim Mulkey.
I'll agree with you on that. I think with the men's, I think Kansas is going to end up taking home the crown. Yes,
Okay.
Carrie, I'm giving your team you don't like the blue. I thought you did.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I'm glad. I'm sure glad.
Because
They
I
would
know
do stuff on sale in this area, and it would I guess they shipped it off to Africa. I have no idea what they did with the stuff.
you're hilarious.
That's really funny.
KU.
I mean, it's always Texas around here for me, so I definitely don't like the Jayhawks.
For me,
It's Mizzou. It has been, like, when I do follow, it's Mizzou, simply because it was, forever. That was our only college that was even playing on a level that would be anything. The mid to late
Their ladies
90s,
are pretty good.
the mid to late 90s, the Missouri State team, men's and women's, made some runs to the final, into the deep into the playoffs. Women made it all the way to the Final Four one year.
Right.
But yeah, Mizzou's if I'm going to support one, Mizzou's going to be it.
I just remember
my home
debating
state.
you and I had once, and I thought you were a Kansas fan from that debate.
Yeah.
You're like, no, never, ever.
I have family that is, I actually have family that taught at K-State. I have family that is entrenched in KU, and I have family that is very much OU. Okay. And then my siblings went to OSU. So, at one point in life, the Big 8 and Big 12, even when it was just the Big 12 and the original Big 12, it was very intense when rivalries going on. Lots and lots of
like all my family is Tech alumni, and I'm over here like.
So I want to say something to Cool real quick. Cool. One of the guys slept with one of the other players' girlfriends, and now that's affecting the entire team and their chemistry.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well,
that's what happened with UNC.
So that goes to show, don't be out of pocket.
I mean, guys, y'all are brothers. Just keep it zipped, dudes. Like, legit. That's all I gotta say, because y'all had something. And yeah, but I'm with you.
It's a soap opera in itself right there.
Well, and it's stupid. Like, she's with somebody else. Like,
wow.
But I mean, both parties were at fault. So,
right. There's just
I
more.
mean, and it's just so crazy because they, go into the season, preseason ranked number one,
Mm-hmm.
and where they've fallen now. Are they going to be able to even make the March tournament? I know this is they're
I
in this
know.
area. They're talking about that with Tech as well. Like Tech has to go on. They have to go on a win 3 out of the next 4 for them to even make a bid to the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Which they only returned 2 seniors, so I think that they are doing the best they can, and probably not the history, obviously, of basketball, but this season, I think Big 12 has the toughest conference, just particularly this season. Normally, I would say ACC, of course, but I think this season, when you look at those Big 12 teams, Baylor, TCU, like TCU's at 25, right? I think those teams are. I don't know. The Big 12 tournament's going to be insane. Like, and OU's really good too. So, and I hate that, but
I know it's bad, but just because of Matt Rule, anytime I hear Baylor, my skin crawls. I know that's bad, but I'm also really shocked that there are not more ACC tournament teams in the top 25. Like, there's what, Vatek? That's it. I mean, and Virginia. I mean, Clemson.
what is Marquette? What is Marquette?
Is Marquette? Marquette's not ACC, are they? No, they're not ACC.
Sure. Okay, I'm not sure, to be honest.
But I will also say that this year, like, legit, Jordan Long, if you're watching me, amigo, I'm still in your line. I did see some really bad non-play calls in some of the games I watched with UNC. Like, there was a game, the last home game against Pitt that UNC played. The first half, there was easily 10 to 15 fouls on Leaky Black alone. And nothing was called. Now the second half, I think like the refs bosses called them during halftime and was like, y'all gotta call this fairly. And they called like 9 on him in the second half, or for him that had been committed upon him in the second half. I mean, that's how this season's gone for UNC. And it sucks. Like, and I'm not one to just blame the refs, but sometimes it's really difficult when you don't have chemistry to also beat your opponent and officiating. You know what I mean? And I'm not putting out any excuse. It's just what I've seen in several games. And Eric, to answer your question, I cannot think of, like, it was so exhilarating and exhausting and exciting and easily the best week of my life. And my husband got a little offended because it wasn't my wedding week, but that was really stressful. But this was like, I'm like interviewing people that we're going to have on the show. I met Jen Brown's daughter, Kimberly Brown. She's a force to be reckoned with. We're going to have her on the show. I met Ronnie Cyrus and Eric Kimperton and other Eric, and I'm blanking on his last name, but 2 former quarterbacks that are working together to combine VA, veterans with former NFL players because they've gone through a lot of the same things. I met Lisa McCaffrey. She's so amazing. My favorite person, I met Ashley Adamson. Like, we exchanged her numbers. I gave Megan her phone number and Ashley Megan's number for WNBA info. And we're gonna have Lisa and Ashley on our show at some point. And I mean, it was exciting. I became really, when you meet somebody and you become friends with them, like, just instantaneously. I did that with Mr. Charlie Young, Charle. And I've told you girls all about it. I've told everybody, just because Charlie and I met, we did our interview. Like, it took us 3 days to get this interview done too, by the way. But like, down and I just said, so Charlie, everybody else has talked to you about football. Let's talk your high school basketball career. Because Megan, he was actually an all-state all-star in high school basketball in California.
Very cool.
And I asked him how he went, and we'll ask him again on the show, how he decided to go through football. But since he's an Eagles legend and a 49ers legend, I'm going with it's kind of worked out in his favor. So
for sure.
And he's just a good man. My favorite part, seeing my friend Wardell and my friend Dan. Like, honestly, like, Wardell and I go back to 2015. He met Ann, fell in love, moved to Phoenix. I caught him and said, I'm staying with you. And, meeting their daughter Autumn, like that was, y'all know me. I love my friends.
Yeah.
So it was for someone who has truly wanted to do this their entire life. And I have receipts on Facebook. It was just exhilarating, and meeting all the people I got to meet. Like I met JB face to face. I met John Shearer face to face. I met Eric Wilson, and I met Jordan Long. I met Troy face to face, and I have a little like safe crush on his kid, and she's adorable. And
That's awesome.
you know, just meeting everybody, the Sideline Sports family face to face, not just, you know, through StreamYard. That was really
Right.
cool. And I love that.
Awesome. Well, ladies, we're right over 30 minutes, so I think that's going to wrap it for us tonight. And everybody, you know, I know you guys don't see our fourth chick on here. Make sure you keep her in your positive thoughts and just kind of say good vibes her way. Not going to put her business out there because that's not the type of person she is, but
Right.
just send some
Give her a
positivity
shout out.
to our fourth chick. We love you, and we are so glad you're a part of our team. And she'll be back next week.
Absolutely. And she'll get to share her experience at the Daytona. So, I mean,
Right,
we're looking
Daytona
forward to
500.
that. Yes. We love Candy though. So
Yeah.
big love
Yes.
to
Love
Candy.
you, Candy. Thanks, y'all.
All right.
Remember, hit us up with any ideas you might have for us to cover. Okay. You can private message us or put it on the Facebook page. Peace out.
Definitely.